Honest J. Nowak. Oh yeah. A pleasure to meet y'all at last, and welcome back to Honest J. Nowak. Now, I really feel sorry for anyone else who would actually end up coming this far just to watch what I'm going to say here, so just be sure that you actually have, trust in yourself that you're not going to break down or something like that, because I really wouldn't want myself to get in trouble just for being as honest as I possibly can, because what I'm going to talk about is suicide hotlines. Yes, suicide hotlines. And I am starting to feel sad about anyone out there who's actually going to hear everything that I'm going to talk about right now, so I might just keep it simple and plain and to the point. Right now, we've had a lot of scams take place. There have been so many things that have gone wrong these days that we practically don't even know how to live with ourselves. We practically have no idea how we can actually sleep at night, just feeling that at some point many of these people might get revenge on us. Many of these people out there might just, have themselves a lot of anger in themselves just because you decided to, piss them off. But nowadays, with the advent of the use of the smartphone, email, social media, there's been so many ways that scams had been made. Of course, we remember that Kickstarter fraud that took place with 3 people ended up getting arrested, and with all the proceeds of the money ended up getting refunded out to everyone who donated their money. Of course, that was a huge disaster. That was one of the biggest frauds we might have ever had in Kickstarter-based history. But now, it almost seems like everything is getting worse and worse and worse. Scams, of course, are a really big notion to anyone out there who would end up getting suckered into trying to buy something, and then all of a sudden they're getting ripped off with something else. Frauds are really big problems out there today. There's really nothing out there that we can rely on using. Suicide hotlines, though, that can actually be a really big kicker out there, because suicide hotlines are actually meant to help those who are feeling very depressed and to the point in which that they might end up becoming suicidal. But from the way I've seen things, I've not become suicidal in the life. I mean, my depression has not kicked up that far, but the way I've seen suicide hotlines work over the last few years, I've mainly seen a lot of things out there where people may not want to trust those people on the phone, because with all that's happened right now in terms of scams, frauds, any kinds of lies that people try to do just to get by, they really try to go out of their way just to piss people off by doing all of that. But nowadays, it's anybody's guess that by today's time we should have learned from our mistakes, and that we should have had ourselves something to learn about that would actually allow us to work more functionally as human beings. But since we have gotten ourselves a hold of smartphones, laptops, anything that we can get our hands on that can actually relate to us helping talk to other people without having to meet up with them in the face, there's been a lot of cases so far where scams ended up taking place, and then eventually people started getting themselves robbed by things like PayPal, GoFundMe, Kickstarter, of course. There's just been so many problems over the last few years that I've really had no idea how we can work as a society. But in a town like this small, I really feel like that the problems are just somewhat as minimum as possible. Being that this town is only under 40,000 people in it, there's really hardly a time where there's been something very wrong that has taken place. Even though there had been lots of problems that we've had over the last 10 years, in this town alone, Menominee Falls, Wisconsin, there's really had a lot that we've gotten ourselves into. But as for suicide hotlines, again, getting to the point there, I almost feel like that you should not trust most people out there. Try to put your trust into an actual professional and have them help you out, work out with your problems. Any kind of demons that you need to cast away, head to someone over in a psychologist's office, or anybody else that has been certified a professional in working with others out there in psychology. Anybody out there who does have depression to the point at which they would end up having suicidal thoughts or actions take place within themselves, I would honestly recommend anyone out there who would watch this video right now to refer to an actual doctor. Don't try to go online, or don't try to have yourself even more problems by trying to talk to someone on the phone, because there's just no telling. A connection problem would end up emerging, then someone else end up might appearing on the line. But even though that's not really happened with me, I mean, I do get a lot of phone calls from other people I don't even know about. Mainly those who, well, have recorded lines and the likes of which they're acting like advertisements, always trying to pester me around with their, ideas and offers and the like. But again, there's just really nothing that we should not do. Anyone out there who is feeling very depressed right now, definitely refer yourself to some sort of clinic and have yourself checked out, have yourself examined, and have someone talk to you about your problems and the like and how you can fix them. So right now, I really feel like that I've really gotten almost over the edge with this kind of episode. But again, that is mainly the reason why I'm mainly self-aware, and I made this entire program itself as self-aware as possible. So this way, it would be able to warn you about anything that could happen within the episode. So, of course, that's why there was a warning right at the start of this episode before it even started itself. But right now, there might actually be more to come. So, if you want to see more go down on my channel, make sure that you like, subscribe, comment, follow me on social media, and stay on the Hollywood side.